Hey guys, I'm Kim, and if you're just joining me here, for those of you that may not know, I'm a medium, an intuitive spiritual coach, and an author. Today I want to talk to you about soul contracts. This whole idea of what a soul contract is, what it actually means, based on the guidance that I receive, and hopefully bust up a little bit of myths that maybe keep you contracted. As I connect to my guides and channel and listen, this is a topic that keeps resurfacing. And I think, generally speaking, nowadays society has this idea that a soul contract is something that we're obligated to in this life. A soul contract that was written or designed or created before we incarnated, and we have no choice but to experience what's on this contract, like we're obligated to it. But that's not the case. That's not true. The only thing in life that you're contracted to are your own thoughts, because that's what's going to continue to perpetuate your experience, your thoughts and the feelings you have connected to those thoughts. There's no real contract that has been pre-written and set aside for you to move through and to experience, and these milestones for you to hit that you're obligated to. And I want to share this with you because I think so many of us keep ourselves bonded by that thought, by that belief, and we think that we're experiencing something because it's in our contract and we have no choice but to have that experience, or we have no say in it. But again, if you know anything about free will, you know that's not true. So my goal is to teach and share as much as I can with you guys to help sort of bust up these myths. So in this conversation and in this context, I want to encourage you and invite you to go into the space of free will. Allow yourself to be a free thinker, a creative thinker, and create your life as you go. Your mission in this life is the mission you give yourself. It's not something that was pre-written before you were born, that you have to wait for it to fall out of the sky and you find it and then all of a sudden you know what to do with your life. It doesn't work that way. Your mission in this life, your passion, your purpose is the purpose you give yourself. So what mission are you giving yourself? What purpose are you giving yourself? What do you feel connected to? These feelings that are generated from this creative thinking, this free thinking, rather than feeling obligated to some soul contract, this is going to be the place where you reform your life. This is going to be the place where you truly take control of your life and create your life instead of react to your life. I've told many people through my channelings and coaching, there's a big difference between observing life and reacting to that versus creating and interacting. When you're creating your life, you're interacting with your creation. You're interacting with your life and the elements that you want in your life. But when you're just observing and reacting, there's no power there. There's no creativity happening there. You're not creating anything. You're just reacting. So this whole idea that soul contracts are something that we have no choice. It's like a ball and chain. So many people think it's something that just arrests our freedom and our creative ability. But truly, if you believe that, you'll create that experience. So look at yourself and ask yourself if that's your belief. That a soul contract is something that's predetermined, pre-written, and there's milestones, along the way that you have to meet. From one moment to the next, you have free will to move in and feel yourself in and think through and feel yourself in that space. So allow yourself to break free from the idea that a soul contract is already pre-written and there's a destiny that you're bound and determined to experience and you have no say in it. Because that's not true. Once again, your fate, your destiny belongs to you. And it comes from your thoughts. It comes from your feelings. You create it from one moment to the next. That's truly the only thing you're contracted to. So I encourage you and I invite you to revisit the spaces bondage that you're holding yourself in when you look at and think about the idea of soul contract. A lot of people that I work with will say things like losing a loved one and asking themselves, was this in my soul contract to experience this and get over this? Well, to a degree, yes. Everything we experience is a part of our soul contract, but the idea of that contract isn't what we think it is. We think, again, that it's this contract that's pre-written and signed and dated before we incarnate, and that's just not the way it works. What we emanate and vibrate from one moment to the next, our vibrational frequency is the contract we're creating. So it's constantly shape-shifting as we continue to move through life and change our thoughts, change our feelings. And again, the only thing we're contracted to is that. The way we feel, the way we think. That's what we're emanating, and we shape-shift constantly in that space. So open yourselves up a little bit and ask yourselves where you're holding yourself bondage to that idea that this just must be fate. It just must be in my soul contract to experience this, and I have no choice but to have this experience, or I have no choice but to go through with this. If that's your belief, you will continue to attract more and more of the same thing. So, short, sweet, right to the point. I truly hope that this message helps you guys move beyond the idea that a soul contract is something you have no say in. I hope that this message in this video truly inspires you to think freely for yourself. Think creatively. Be freely in your essence without the idea that you're obligated to experience something. You have the choice from one moment to the next what you experience, and that's all based on your choice. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and continue to take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye-bye.